What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to Rebuilding Everton. We're back a little bit earlier than predicted. Stoke have become second in the league. They're now right on our tails. Well, right on our tails. They're 9 points behind. So we decided we're going to play Stoke, and we've got Man City home in the FA Cup. So I figured I'd show Stoke and Man City. We're going to skip the full match in between. I'll play that off camera. We've played quite a few games since we last joined you. Last we saw you was QPR Tranmere. Since then, we've won every single game, so we're going really well. Things have really picked up. We're really starting to score goals. Blackburn, we scored 2. Kai is on fire. You'll see, I think he's scored every single game the past 5 games. Did he score against Tranmere? No, he didn't score against Tranmere. So the past 5 games, I'm pretty sure he scored every game. Scored against Blackburn. We won 2-0. Second one was in the 90th minute, so it wasn't really that comfortable. We were 1-0 for most of the game, but we always look to be in control. We then played Nottingham Forest and played really well. Scored 3 goals. Kai, it was a penalty, but he did score in the 6th minute. So we're going well. We then played Plymouth, and we didn't play as well in the first game. We played them twice in a row. Kai scoring in the 25th minute gets us through the championship game. Then we play him again in the FA Cup. We beat him 3-1. Kai with the brace. I think you're seeing a pattern here. Kai is scoring like crazy. He's finally able to score more difficult chances. I don't know what's gotten into him. I don't know if he's just had to settle at the club or what, but he's looking great. I don't know what the difference is, but we then played Brentford, beat them 4-2. We were 3-0 up in the first half. They scored right before the end of the half. Then they scored again in the 68th minute, and I was starting to get worried. But Kai popped up with a goal in the 96th minute to put it all beyond doubt. We were able to get through against Brentford. Brentford is actually the team he was loaned at last season, so he scored against his former team. Apparently, he didn't celebrate or anything either. He did the little FIFA hands up thing. So, yeah, we've been going really well. But now we've got a really tough game. Stoke, who are second, and then Man City. That's going to be near impossible unless they play their backups. So we're going to be without Diop and Zigovic for that game. Yeah, our midfield is not very strong right now. Before we get to that, though, I've got a couple transfer dealings that I've been doing. None expected, but I've had teams come in for players that were decent deals, and I didn't see them and immediately want to decline them. You'll see I have a new player in defensive midfielder here. I'll get to him later, but yeah, we've got a few offers. In terms of players that are out, we have sold. I go by this. Well, Michael Anderson is sold. That one we knew of. Ross Jack Monroe has been sold. It wasn't anything I wasn't planning on doing, but I got an offer of basically 16 to 20 million. 16 and then 20 million if he plays like 20 games, which I don't know if he'll do for Rangers. He's a good player. But so, yeah, they came in with the offer and I was like, he's 32 years old. It was a difficult decision to make because he is non-foreign and we don't have many non-foreign players anymore, especially with Michael Anderson leaving. We're getting rid of like all of our English and non-foreign players, but I just couldn't turn the deal down, especially when I found another man that I could sign that it looks much better, is much younger, has the potential to be our starting right back. So Monroe, he doesn't have a long-term future at this club. So if I could get 20 million for him and then maybe sell him on in the future, or not sell him on in the future, but 20 million for him like right now, that he's never going to be worth that anymore in the future. So it's a deal I couldn't turn down. We then sold one more player, Gary McFarlane, our other Englishman. He's 34 years old. He was taking like $60,000 of wages. So I just didn't. When I got the offer for basically $2 million, I said, you know what the heck? I mean, I can get someone in I needed to bring someone in anyways. That was the future of that position because all 3 of our defensive midfielders were very old, 30s or older. So I needed to bring somebody in. So I thought I'd let Gary leave, open up some wage bill, bring in some youngsters, and that's what I've done. I've brought in, technically 2 players so far. One has only joined the club yet. The other will join the club next year, in June, I think. So we brought in Celso Malheiros, a 22-year-old defensive midfielder from Fluminense for 21 million. He's just really good. He's really fast. He's just a great ball-winning midfielder. 16 tackling, 14 marking, 17 teamwork, 17 work rate, 19 bravery, 17 agility, 17 pace, 16 stamina, 15 strength. He's just a really good ball-winning midfielder. He said he had a little bit more potential when I bought him. He said he had 4.5 star potential, and that was according to my 2019 scout. 20 ability, 19 potential. So a pretty good scout, but apparently he only has 4 star now. And I don't know if our coaches just think differently or what, but the one problem with him is, well, a couple. He has low first touch, low dribbling, but his passing's only 9. But as a ball-winning midfielder, I don't really need him to pass. So I felt like that was okay. I felt like I could get away with it. 9 passing, 11 vision. He's there to win the ball, play it to our more creative players in the central midfield ahead of him. So I thought he was just too good of a signing to turn down at 21 million. 22 years old, has potential. He hasn't played fantastically well for Fluminense. First season he was awful, but last 2 seasons 6.88, 6.9 for a ball-winning midfielder. Those are actually pretty decent ratings. So I think he could be good. And then I brought in another ball-winning midfielder. Well, not ball-winning exactly, but another defensive midfielder, actually. I was just stuck between these 2 players. I wasn't sure who to get. They both looked really good. One was good now, which Malheras, he's good now, 22 years old. Bruno looks like he could be amazing in the future. Only 17, which means he won't join us till he turns 18. But for a 17-year-old, his mentals are really good. Decent physicals, decent technicals, really good passing. He has 5 vision. That's his downfalls. He has 5 vision. But 16 tackling, 14 passing. I don't know, but I'd probably play him as an anchor man. I think that's his best position, anchor man. His marking's a little bit low, but he has everything else except for teamwork. Teamwork's a little bit low too, and strength, but he's 17. I think in 5 years when he's the same age as Celso, I think he'll be better. So he's really my ultimate long-term option. He's got 5-star potential, so he's got a whole bunch of potential. So he's my long-term option that I think could be good enough to win the Premier League with him. Celso is good enough to help us, get top half probably. This guy I think can help us win the Premier League. So having both of them I think is just going to be super valuable. 2 good options in terms of defensive midfielders, especially because, like I said, we have 2 other central defensive midfielders over 30 years old. I'm also looking for a replacement for Monroe. I've got 2 options, but I'm really pretty much just going with this one. Heber Albarracin. Heber Albarracin, 20 years old. Pretty good. His passing's a little bit low, but really good physicals. Pretty dang good mentals, except for off the ball. But for fullback support, I don't think you need off the ball. So, yeah, I think he's a fine fullback on support. And he can play center back, just like Monroe could. 6'1", 16 jumping reach. So he's fine at center back. His tackling's a little bit low, but I think he's a fine center back. And he's good backup right back. We need a backup right back. We currently don't have one now, so that's going to be a little bit interesting. But I tried to sign him already, but he turned down the contract offer. He was just being completely unreasonable. He would only sign a 2-year deal. I didn't want him on a 2-year deal. I wanted him on a 3-year. I almost doubled what he originally asked for, and he still said no. So we'll try to get another offer done once we can come in for him. I'm going to see if he'll let us talk to him. It's $10.5 million is the price. So for less than we sold Monroe for, he's 20 years old. There's also this Paulo Fernando. He's got similar potential. I'm pretty sure Albarracin had 4.5 star. Yeah, 4.5 star potential. Currently a 3-star player. Paulo's a 2.5 star player with 4.5 star potential. He's 1 year younger, but only 5 crossing, 7 dribbling. His passing's better, but not as good physically. Good jumping reach. He's 6'5", so that's one positive about Paulo. Mentally, he's not quite as good, except for his positioning. His positioning's really good, and he's got good determination, and he's resilient, which is a pretty good personality. And he's natural at both positions. The other guy isn't natural, but I think he'll be all right. And he can play defense midfield, but I just think Albarracin is better. He's better right now. He's only 1 year older. I've signed enough Brazilians. I think I should sign a Uruguayan now. So I think I'm going to go with him. Hopefully he'll agree to a contract. I need him in pretty soon because we don't have, our backup option at right back is currently Kieran Duffy, who's our starting left back, who is left only. So yeah, we're not great at fullback right now. Kieran Duffy is also our only backup left back, and Arias is injured, but he says she's only injured for 2 days, and he doesn't have to do a fitness test at all, so he should be fine for this game. But if you look at the team selection, we have a couple injuries. Belo's injured. Zigrovic is injured. Obviously, Diop's away on international duty, so Lesniak and Olaru are going to start in the central midfield. Celso Malheiros starts at ball-winning midfielder. So he starts. Ares is going to start. Other than that, it's our normal starting lineup. Miniconi, Douglas, Watkins Jones, who's on fire. I'm hoping he keeps it up for the cameras, but I'm not totally sure that's going to happen. But let's see. I think that's everything I want. Nian Gabo has to be the backup central midfielder. I've got Luan Ferreira as a backup defensive midfielder still. I was thinking about selling Lesniak, but the other guy wouldn't come in until June. Like, I might sell him next season. Like, at the end of this season, I might sell him, but we'll see. Let's get into this game. We've waffled enough. Celso going to have to be given a number. I'll give him 16. I like 16 for a defensive midfielder. We say this is a great opportunity to show all the pundits they've been right to back you up. Always works. Paolo's the only one that doesn't get... He never gets a reaction from it, but he gets reaction from Faith. This is going to be tough. We're without what should be our best player. What's been our probably best player in terms of our two midfielders. But I don't know. Alexander Douglas has been really good too. And Watkins Jones has been amazing in the last 5 games. So hopefully between those two, they can carry us to a victory here. Hopefully Celso has a good debut. Laru scores the first goal across from Veridiano towards the back post, and Laru's there to easily tap it into an empty net. That was far too easy for a team of Stoke's caliber. Veridiano just gets past the defender, easily gets in a cross. Laru just unmarked at the back post. The simplest of goals. That was nice. Now we have another highlighted corner. Miniconi to take it. We have not scored mini corners this season. Like, I think 2 or 3 is all we've scored. I know at least 2. I remember 2 specifically. So, scored at least 2 headers, maybe 3. But I don't think any more than that. Sousa scored 1. Watkins Jones has scored 1. I think we've scored a 3rd one. I don't know if we scored a 4th. So, we're not very clinical from set pieces, really. But we're doing pretty good in open play. You know, I wasn't sure about the inverted wingers coming into this season, but Alexander Douglas seems to be doing really well at inverted winger. And Miniconi's been really good this season. He's been injured a lot, but when he's healthy, he plays well. So I'm hoping I thought Watkins Jones was going to score another goal. He looked primed to put that in the back of the net. Not quite. 10 minutes, we aren't finding our second goal. We have another highlight, though, in the 15th minute. This one looks like a Stoke highlight. At least it's going to start as a Stoke highlight. We'll see if we can get an interception in. As Ramon intercepts the ball, puts it to Lesniak. He's playing a little bit more advanced this game. I think he can do it all right. He's not the best kind of advanced central midfielder, but as just a supportive Mizala, I think he's fine. Alexander Douglas hits it right at the keeper. It looked like it was going to be another goal. Alexander Douglas has been very clinical for us so far. I mean, we saw a couple episodes ago. He had much higher than his XG, scoring more goals than his XG, so he's been very clinical. He wasn't there, though. He put it right at the keeper. We've not had a whole lot of shots, though. Only 4 shots, but like almost all of them have been on target, and they've all looked like a goal. So we've been the much better team so far. We are just finding all these passes perfectly down the field. Like, we're coming down the field with ease when we do get the ball, but we did lose it here. Hopefully, we should be able to get it back, though. Oh, football manager. You are a feisty beast. So we score a interesting goal. Goalkeeper smashes it against Alexander Douglas. Just wallops him in the face. And the ball goes right into the back of the net. It counts. That's technically a goal for Alexander Douglas. So he's a great goal scorer. He knew what he was doing there. He knew it stood right there. The goalkeeper would smash it at him, and it would find a way into the back of the net. He's just that smart. He's, 3D chessing the goalkeeper. That was interesting, though. I haven't seen many goals like that in this FM. I've seen a couple, but usually they're in lower leagues than Championship. Usually they're like in League 2, Vanoramas. So 2-0 victory, though, or not victory, 2-0 lead. I'm going to say I'm very pleased with your performance. Keep it going. We've looked the much better team. Like, we probably deserve to have those 2 goals from open play, not just a fluky goal. But, oh, it was a terrible giveaway. Was that Malajeros that had that? That's a goal. I think that was Malajeros that gave that away. There's his 9 passing. Comes back to bite us. Yeah, Malajeros. Terrible ball out. Puts out a little bit further behind him. He probably gets to that, but he puts it right in the right in front of him for Burn to run on. Yeah, maybe he wasn't the best decision. Maybe 9 passing is more of a big deal than I thought it would be. I didn't think, because doesn't need to pass very often. I might tell him to shorter passing, or just do I want to do longer passing so he doesn't have to worry about giving the ball away with shorter passes? He just lumps it up the pitch. I don't know. I think I'll have to do something, though, because that 9 passing, as Walker Jones misses another opportunity, but Miniconi jumps on it, puts it in the back of the net. We are 3-1 up. We immediately pegged them back. We gave away 1, but going forward, we've been really good recently. We've actually been scoring a lot of goals. Walker Jones, a pretty good shot there. Good save by the goalkeeper. He has no chance against the second shot. 50th minute, we're 3-1 up. We should be able to see this game out. It's going to be time to bring in some youngsters. Douglas, he's got a good rating, but mostly because the ball hit him in the face. I'm going to bring on Saul Quintero. Alaru's tired. So is Miniconi. I'm going to take off Alaru. Bring in Parfait. What can he play there? Center mid attack, sure. I won't make my last sub just yet. There's still quite a bit of game left, so I don't want to take off any of my really good players that I feel like we might need maybe if they somehow get back into this game. 1 goal and it's, squeaky bum time, but I think we should be able to see this out. They've gone with a little bit change up front. 80th minute. Looks like we're seeing the game out. Miniconi's tired. I'll take him off. I'll bring on Jorge Perez. See if he can do a little bit of something in the 7 minutes he's got. I don't want to do it. I will time waste. And I will praise the team. They've been fantastic today. And there is an injury. Our new player comes in, immediately gets injured with a potential foot injury. That is not what we needed. We have enough injuries to our midfielders. I couldn't really afford to have another one, but we've made all 3 of our subs as well, so we're going to have to just play with 2 central midfielders. Lesniak is going to play as a central midfielder on defend. Niangabo is going to play as a box-to-box midfielder. Luckily, the game's almost over, so we can easily see it out with 10 men. Shouldn't be an issue, but going forward, that is not great. We don't have a whole lot of options in central midfield now because they're all injured or away on international duty. I'm going to say I'm very pleased with the result and your performance. For a team as good as Stoke is, they're second in the league. We completely handled them, and we're up by 12 points now. Charlton have a chance to go ahead of them with a game in hand. Well, no, they've played their game. I thought they still had a game in hand, but Charlton have played all their games, so they're just still a point behind them. So Charlton are still going to stay third in the table. Albertine will talk to us now, so let's get into negotiations. He wants to be a star player, and he wants to be played as a wing back. I don't know why they force these ridiculous things in here. Like, why would this 20-year-old want to be a star player, and he wouldn't accept anything less? He accepted an important player last time. He will only accept being a star player at 20 years old, coming from Uruguay, into a team that's going to be in the Premier League. Like, that is so unrealistic. Now, Harris only out 13 days, so he's going to be okay. Alexander Douglas on form. Sure, you were superb in front of goal. You did really well to have it hit you in the face. Perfectly. We're going to play this phone game off camera, then I will see you for the more difficult game, I would say, against Manchester City, some club named Man City. Never heard of them. Yeah, that's going to be nearly impossible. And we are back for the Man City match. We played Fulham in between, and we were not good. We had a 2-0 lead after the 38th minute from 2 goals from Kai Watkins-Jones. He just must be shy on camera because he played the game against Stoke and he did nothing. Then we played Fulham and he scores a brace. And he had scored every single other game before that. So he just must not like to be on camera. He can prove me wrong if he scores here in this game, but I'm not expecting it against Manchester City. But we got up to a 2-0 lead and then just completely gave it away. They scored right before halftime, and then they scored right after halftime, and we did absolutely nothing. They did not even have 1 XG, though. They had like 0.7 XG. We had 2.3, and we drew. So their goals were not deserved at all. They're just 2 lumped balls over the top that our defense just didn't play good enough. Like, they weren't good enough. We did start Shuin this game. I wanted to rest Sousa because he seems to get tired pretty easily. So I wanted to rest him for this game against Man City. I rested a couple players. I rested our left back. I rested... who did I rest? What's his name? Lesniak. I rested Lesniak. Brought in Nyangabo. I rested Miniconi. I brought in Jorge Perez. And they just didn't do anything. Duffy was awful. Verdiano played a poor game. Nyangabo was better than Marius Alaru was. Alaru was on like a 6.4 for a while. He ended up getting a 6.7, but we just weren't good enough. We're only 10 points ahead of Stoke now, so not ideal, but it's still a good lead. This is the squad I'm going to go with. We still have the same players out. Zigovic is out. Malheros is out. Diop is still on international duty. He's going to be back until February 10th. He left like January 10th. He's going to be out like over a month. Freaking freak. Freaking African Cup of Nations. But nothing I can do about it. Kai's a little bit tired for this game, but with the form he's in, he has to start. Balo's back, but he has no match sharpness, and neither does anyone on our bench. Because players that would have match sharpness, that would play a lot of games, are all injured. So this is what we're going with. We're gonna get destroyed. I can't play attack. I need to change that. Next match only. Let's start on balanced. I think I'm gonna keep with everything else. I'm gonna go slightly more direct. Still gonna pass into space and do all that. Still gonna distribute it to our fullbacks and counter press and counter. Do I drop the line a bit? I'm going to drop the line a bit. Stop using the offside trap. That's how I'm going to keep it, though. We'll see what we can do. I'm not expecting anything, but if they play their B team, we might have a chance. I know a lot of you will be keen to avenge what happened when we last played Man City. Go out there and express yourselves. I'm sure they absolutely destroyed us. Have faith. How big of an issue will Joseph Diop's international duty and forced absence be in this huge match? You can't replace a player like Joseph, and it's unthinkable to go into a match this important without him. It's really bad timing. Man City are unbeaten in 3 matches against Everton. Can you end that run here and now? Every match is a new opportunity to write history. We're not concerned with what already happened. I'm not going to say yes, because we're probably going to get destroyed, but who knows? Any given match, some team can win. Man City, if they're not in the greatest form, so I have no idea if that's a backup squad or not. Obviously, this is 20 years in the future, so I have no idea if any of those players are starters or backups, or they could be under 19s players, and I wouldn't know. So hopefully it's a weaker squad, but we'll see if they destroy us. We'll know it's their starting squad. Hopefully, we're just going to say it's their starting squad if they destroy us. As Watkins-Jones tries a shot from long distance, but it goes pretty far wide. He's shy on camera. He's shy Kai. I don't know what it is. He's just so shy on camera. He can't shoot accurately when he's on camera. Here's another shot here, another chance here in the 15th minute in a corner. Watkins-Jones puts his head on it. Maybe he's not shy. Maybe he just needs a nice delivery from a corner, and Watkins-Jones can head it home, and we have a lead against Manchester City in the FA Cup. Anything can happen on any given day. We show up from a set piece. That's usually what it takes to beat big teams like this. It takes set piece goals. And we've got one so far. We haven't got a whole lot this season, but we got it when we needed one. Walking Jones, who's pretty decent in the air, gets his head on it. Looks like Man City are angry now. We just poked the bear. Now they're going to attack. They're going to get this ball on the edge of the area as well. Put it over to Gonzalez on the right-hand side, our left-hand side. Put it to Lopez through the middle. Into Mandraflis? Something like that. Gonzalez, ball in. Looking for, was that Euro? Is his name Euro? Arrow. Looking for Arrow, but and then he finds Van Buren at the back post, but goes over. Looked like they could have scored like 3 goals in that build-up right there. But we get away with not allowing any, so pretty good so far. Very good first half. We've been the better team. Man City only have 2 shots, none on target. We're going to try do something from this long throw, which... Nice ball out to Alexander Douglas. I don't know why he's all the way out there. He's going to put a ball across, but he hits it right at the keeper. He tries a long throw to Van Buren, and that's how the highlight ends, and that's how the half ends. 1-0 up, fully deserved. We've been the better team. We have 6 shots, 4 on target. Our XG isn't amazing, but we scored the chance we got. I'm going to say I'm delighted with your performance. Keep it up. Absolutely delighted. They've been fantastic. Man City looking for their own set-piece goal, though. A deep free kick, looking for Escribano, but it gets headed away, but it goes right back to Arrow, and he's in so much space, and he's never going to miss that. If he's a starter for Man, that's his first goal of the season. Maybe he's not a starter. That's his first goal of the season for Manchester City. But even if they're not a starter, a player on Manchester City given that much space is never going to miss that shot. Somebody had to close him down. No one did. And it is 1-1. We're looking for another chance, though. Verdiano throwing into Alexander Douglas. Just busting down this right-hand side. Showing a lot of pace. And he gets into the box. And he gets taken down. Kai Watkins-Jones will have a chance for a brace. If he scores his penalty, he scored like his last 2 or 3. So the last one he missed was in the penalty shootout. And he misses one against Manchester City. Because of course he does. He is so bad on camera. He could score that header, but he can't, like, anything with his foot will not go in the back of a net. I don't know what his deal is, but Larry's looking to try to bring the ball out of the defense. Going all the way down the pitch to Alexander Douglas. Get tackled again. I was hoping for another penalty, but not quite this time. That penalty would have been nice. Would have been up 2-1. And with the way we've been playing, I think we would have held on to that lead. Alario's been awful. Let's take him off. I guess I'll bring on Nian Gabo. I don't think I want to... I guess I'll have to play him there. Yeah, he can play a center mid on attack. Sure. Lesniak's not playing well. Ramon's not playing well. I don't really have any options at center back anymore. Now that Monroe's gone and the other guy hasn't joined yet. My players are exhausted. Lesniak's been awful, but I just have no options. I guess I could bring in Colshaw, who's just an under-23s player. I don't think I should do that. It's probably not a great decision. Maybe I bring in Balo, give Watkins-Jones a rest. He's played a 6.8 with a goal, which isn't ideal. Missed a penalty. Give Balo a shot. I don't think anyone else is going to come in and change this game. Maybe Jorge Perez for Miniconi, but Miniconi's had a good game. Might take off Alexander Douglas, move Miniconi over to the right-hand side, bring on Jorge Perez. 10 minutes left to get a goal. The changes I'll make. Jorge Perez has come up with a few good goals. He usually shows up when I never expect it, so maybe that happens this game. They had a corner headed out to Jimenez, all the way back to Arrow, who's in a bunch of space again, puts in a cross, and that's going to be headed home. I knew as soon as that ball came in, that was going in the back of the net. Friggin was just standing unmarked in the middle of the box. And we're going to lose in the 82nd minute to Manchester City. I mean, it's to be expected, but it looked like we were going to win this game. He just puts this cross in and just no one's marking Friggin. Lesniak just kind of watches him. We have to go attacking now. We have to go for it. I don't think we have anyone that can play attacking mid. Nope, we don't have anyone that can play attacking mid, so we can't switch to that. I guess we can move Ferreira into the midfield. Keep him as a ball winner. Put Lesniak on attack, I guess. Put our fullbacks on complete wingback on attack. Just throw players forward. Very attacking. Extremely direct. Be more expressive. Shoot on sight. Don't play out of the defense. Distribute quickly. Take long kicks. Much higher up. Use offside trap. Just throw numbers at him. See what you can do. Am I out of subs? I think I'm out of subs, right? Yeah, I'm out of subs. I don't know what I would do if I had a sub, but kind of wish I hadn't taken off Walking Jones right now, because he's been in the best form of my team. So if anyone's going to get us a goal, it's probably him. I have no faith in Perez or Balo or anyone else to score a goal. Our top 2 goal scorers are not on the pitch right now. Our top 3 goal scorers are not on the pitch right now. I'm going to encourage the team, see if they take well to encouragement. They seem to like the encouragement, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 4 minutes left. We need a goal, like right now. And it doesn't look like we're going to get it. Looks like Man City is going to start to build from the back. Hump it long, but Veridiano's going to close it down and win the header. Lesniak has been awful this game, but he puts it across into Balo. He heads it directly at the keeper. That was our opportunity. That was probably our last chance to get anything from this game. And he hit it directly at the goalkeeper, and there's their goal. Oh, I thought that was in the back of the net for sure. It looked like the exact time you'd score a goal like that or concede a goal like that. But we lose 2-1 to Man City. You can't be too hard on them. Can't fault your performance. It's just one of those days. We were the better team. I want to look at the match stats after this, though. Tim Friggan's leg winner must have been a real kick in the teeth. How will that moment affect the team? Losing so late is particularly hard, as I don't think our play merited that result. You're expected to be on the wrong end of a hiding today, but you kept the defeat to just a single goal. Can you take heart from that performance? Can I say we were the better team? They got lucky. Definitely, it's obviously disappointing to lose, but we can be pleased with a number of aspects of our performance today. We were the better team. Man City got lucky. Let's look at the match stats. Yeah, we had almost double their shots. 2 more shots on target. Double their XG. Over double their XG. Almost triple their XG. Same amount of possession. Missed a penalty. I don't know about Walking Jones, man. He can't score with his foot on camera. He can score with his head, but you put his foot on a ball. That sounds weird. You put his foot on a soccer ball, and it will not go in the back of the net. No, it just won't. On camera, he will not score. Off camera, he's scoring like crazy. But second I put him on camera, he just wilts. I don't know why he's like that. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with him. He should be good. He's been good. He just is inconsistent. And I don't think he has inconsistency as a thing either. Oh, he is actually inconsistent. So that kind of makes sense. He does relish big matches, though, and that was a big match, and he missed a penalty in a big match, which he should be relishing. Whatever. I wanted to show one more thing. One of the things I had to choose from between our 2 defensive midfielders, between Celso and the other guy. Like, one reason I wasn't sure about Celso is because he's unambitious. It said he was inconsistent before, so I think he's inconsistent, but I think he relishes big matches. It showed both of those before when I was scouting him, so I'm pretty sure those are the case. He's inconsistent, but relishes big matches, but he's unambitious. So I was a little bit torn. He looks so good, but the other guy, let's go to transfers, in Bruno, he is consistent. He's got green consistency, but he obviously has terrible vision, doesn't know the language. He's foreign, very one-footed, so I mean, based on these, like, Bruno's the better player. He doesn't have inconsistency. He doesn't hate big matches or anything like that. The only thing wrong with him is he just has low vision. But he's just not as good right now. But I think he's going to be better in the future. So I think being both of them in is the right choice. Can be my long-term options at defensive midfielder. Between the 2 of them, one of them should be good. And I think both of them will be good. So I think both of them will be perfect. One of them will end up being a perfect backup for the other long term. So I think those are good signings. I'm still looking to bring in that right back. So that's probably going to happen before the end of the window, but I don't think there'll be any more deals. I might look to bring in another center back on loan just to have a little bit of depth, but That's the only other thing I might do. I don't think it's going to happen because our right back can also play center back, just like Monroe could do. Also, Ferreira and Lesniak can play center back. So we've got quite a few options there, even though most of our midfielders are injured. But when they come back, we should be fine. That's the end of the video. If you've made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Before I go, I wanted to say who I was going to come back for. I think we're going to still come back for Charlton and Sheffield United or Portsmouth. The game I was anticipating to come back for us. Charlton are third in the league still. They're right up there with Stoke, so we're going to have to get through them as well. So I'm going to show that Charlton game. Sheffield United are currently 14th. Portsmouth are 10th, so it's probably going to be Charlton and Portsmouth. 2 or 3 games in between. Then we might go pretty far on towards the end. We might just finish the season after that, so that would be one of the last episodes of this season, especially if we get a big lead at the top. There'll be no need for me to come back, really. So, thank you all for joining me. If you've made it this, I already said that. If you made it this far, like the video, subscribe, click the bell, socials are in the description, all that jazz. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.